Well, hello, I'm David Freeman with Is That Really in the Bible? You know, I was thinking about what actors go through to play out a role of the person they're imitating or the person they're pretending to be. I think of the movie Walk the Line, a movie about Johnny Cash, came out several years ago, Joaquin Phoenix. You know, I was amazed at even the very mannerism of Johnny Cash, that he was able to mimic and imitate the way he would take the guitar and slide it back behind his back. It was incredible. And the hours that they spend doing this, trying to mimic, trying to imitate the person. I mean, they spend days studying the mannerism, in this case, of Johnny Cash, how he would perform on stage, his mannerisms. They spend hours studying this stuff. The movie My Left Foot, Daniel Day-Lewis as Christy Brown, after spending time with patients at a disability, a school for the disabled, he actually went to the school of the disabled and spent time with them in order to get this role right, because he played a part of a disabled, person. Day-Lewis refused to leave his propped wheelchair and insisted on being carried around and spoon-fed by the crew, just to get the feeling, just to get it all down pat as he was acting out this role. The end result was an Oscar and 2 broken ribs. So it just sort of gives you a little bit a hint of what actors go through to get their role down right and to be able to mimic and pretend that there's someone else, and to get the acting role out. Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles in the movie Ray. Foxx lost 30 pounds by fasting a full week and then doing daily workouts and adhering to a strict diet. Well, that in and of itself is amazing. In a week, losing 30 pounds. In other words, to get the imagery right, had to lose 30 pounds. But the real commitment came during the filming when Foxx agreed to wear prosthetic eyelids glued over his eyes to mimic Charles's blindness. It caused the actor to have panic attacks during the early weeks of shooting, and crew members would sometimes forget and leave him on the set, forgetting that he couldn't see because he had these things glued over his eyes. In addition, Foxx went on to win Oscar Gold for the performance and learned to play all the piano parts in the film. That in and of itself is amazing, that he actually learned how to play the instrument, the piano parts for himself. So if you think about how many hours actors spend mimicking, getting down the mannerism, getting down the role, getting down the looks, getting down all of it, it's incredible. It really is. And a point I want to, just a side note, often many actors themselves may not have the character of the individual they're imitating. Maybe I think of a Charlton Heston who played the part of Moses. Now, I'm not saying Charlton Heston was a bad person or anything like that. I'm just saying that was a big role to mimic Moses in the Bible. But often you read about actors and their dysfunctions and their multiple relationships that they've been through, and then they get on drugs and then sometimes commit suicide. So I'm just saying, a lot of times you hear in the news that these actors don't themselves have the character of the person that they're imitating. Now, what I want to do today is to look at the greatest actor in the Bible.